Yeah, I'm usually not the kind of guy that speaks up against this shit because I really don't give a fuck about it, you know. First of all, I'm probably one of the guys that plays for Honor, plays a Viking, and I play a Black Viking Raider, and I don't really give a fuck what colors the main characters are and whatever, you know. But when you're playing a World War II game like Call of Duty, or, you know, like Battlefield 1942, whatever, and Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, you know, you expect the characters to be somewhat historically correct, you know. But when you get into the game and then you actually see like black female characters playing in the German army, the least to say, it's really fucking retarded. I mean, I get it. You wanna implement diversity and stuff like that, and you know, you wanna make you want to give the people some character customizations, you know, but you can do it in the other way. You don't have to implement black female characters, you know, into the game. I mean, do you know what the Nazis were standing for? They were killing white Jews, let alone, you know, let a black female fight in their army. It's like, it's so fucking ridiculous. I don't even know why I would make a video about it. It's like it's self-explanatory. You don't even have to be a genius to guess that it's fucking wrong. Yeah, but never mind. It didn't stop Activision or Sledgehammer to actually implement black females into the German army in World War II. I know it's a game and it doesn't have to be like 100% historically correct, and nobody's saying that. But when you do some stupid shit like that, it's like, this is what really triggers me, and I just had to say my piece. I mean, because of the whole fucking SJW thing and the feminists taking over, you know, even in the game industry, we have this kind of bullshit, you know, in the games nowadays. Let alone that Call of Duty World War II is not really the game that I thought it would be. It's really clunky and laggy at the same time. At least for me, at this point. I don't know why, but, you know, whatever. It's not that I have anything against female characters in games or something like that. I don't, not at all. I mean, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. But, you know, it's a World War II game. And even Battlefield 1 has Middle Eastern women fighting in the World War I. I mean, if you know anything about history, or if you read about it, or you can even Google it and watch some documentaries of BBC or whatever, you know for a fact that women in the World War II and World War I didn't really have much of a role in combat. So the only country that ever enlisted women to actually do some combat is the Soviet Union. And approximately 800,000 women were in the Soviet Union army. But they were not. You would rarely see any woman be in infantry or something like that, and let alone have some actual combat experience, you know, on the ground. They were mostly used as military personnel or as medics. And the rest of them were actually used in anti-aircraft units, and they were actually firing guns, you know, but from an airplane. So they weren't really combat infantry units, you know. So now that we got that out of the way, I don't know if the developers never had history lessons in there. I don't know if Sledgehammer or Activision never had history lessons in there when they were young, you know. But Germany in World War II, especially Adolf Hitler, had a little book called Mein Kampf, and in that book he explains why Jews and black people are inferior to the white race, you know. And I don't think he would be very thrilled to see any black people fighting in his army, let alone black females, you know. So get that fucking straight, please. I mean, and you might ask, oh, Doggy, why are you so butthurt about it if it's just a game? Yeah, I get it, it's just a game, and I shouldn't be butthurt about it. But the thing is, if you're advertising this game as a World War II game, it's gotta have some historically correct facts in it. And one of them should definitely be the races that were involved in the war. We have some guns that were actually never used in actual combat during the World War II, but are frequently used in this game, and I get it, you know. But the whole reason why I'm so upset about it is because developers and publishers like Activision are really trying to be politically correct, you know, in every regard, and even going so far as to remove Nazi flags. Which were common during the World War II in Germany, you know, and replace them with fucking, I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like, it's some kind of weird new flag, supposed to be like a Nazi flag. This is what political correctness does, you know. It destroys one aspect of the game, and then it destroys another aspect of the game What is wrong with Nazi flags? I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with Nazi flags, of course, you know. It's a symbol for mass murder, genocide, race, discrimination, and whatever. But it's historically correct that Germany was full of those flags during the World War II. And now you go on and replaced it with this kind of flag, and you also implemented black females into the German army during World War II. Remember the good old days when we had Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, and nobody gave a fuck about, you know, like political correctness, and they had a Wolfenstein for that matter that has Nazi flags all over everywhere, you know, officers running around, and even the new game, which I can't wait to play. And that is one game that doesn't give a fuck about political correctness, and that's how it should be. Games nowadays are supposed to be either historically correct or pure fiction and fantasy. You know, if it's the latter, it's okay. You can have black female characters playing. I don't know. It's Jedi as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a fuck. You know, I have For Honor, and we got Vikings fighting samurais at the same time, and I play a black Viking, so I don't really give a fuck. It's not politically correct. It's just a brawler game. But when you're playing a game that is being advertised as a World War II game, I'm expecting to have historically correct facts, and I'm not expecting not to have black female characters or any black characters being in the German army back then, because they hated Jews, they hated black people, they hated a lot of other people back then. And yeah, it's mind-boggling what political correctness does to all of these things nowadays, even to games. And I really hate to see games being used as some kind of a weapon, you know, as a political fucking weapon or something like that, to push your next agenda. After playing the beta, I was actually debating whether or not I should buy this game and actually play it. And after seeing the German map here with no German Nazi flags and stuff like that, I decided, no, I'm not gonna buy it, because when it's too much, it's too much. And it's not that I'm a Nazi sympathizer or something like that. I want to see Nazi flags all over, you know, like, my Führer, please. No. Also, another thing, if I'm playing a German, I'm honestly expecting him to speak German. Why is that a problem? Why is that a problem in games? Why can't you make German soldiers speak German, please? Older games from 2000 made that happen, and German soldiers were actually speaking German. So why can't you do it in 2017? You can find 3 people that are actually gonna dub the voices and are gonna make it sound like a proper German soldier going into the war, and not calling for I'm going to Kaiser, I'm going to Kaiser, take over Kaiser, please. Like, fuck off, cunt. What the fuck is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be like a proper German guy speaking English with his comrades in war? What? I don't even know if there's a Soviet Union in this game. We will have to see it in the final product. But they're probably gonna speak English as well, with, you know, like the broken Russian accent. You know, I am going to take Alpha. Please come with me. You know. If you want to make the game immersive, you know, and kind of have a real World War II feeling to it, which this game doesn't have at all, making the German troops speak German, you know, maybe, you know, and not have black female characters in their army, and, you know, actually speaking German. And Soviet Union soldiers maybe speak Russian and stuff like that, you know. Political correctness and all of that bullshit nowadays is just fucking destroying the gaming industry, and I hate to see it. Even in Battlefield 1, we have Middle Eastern women fighting, you know, in the war and stuff like that, which is the furthest away from truth that it could ever be, you know. But whatever. Maybe in the next game we might have Teletubbies, you know, playing in the German army as well. It could be, you know, if you think about it. I hope I didn't bore you guys to death with my little rant here, but I just had to say some shit, you know, because this shit is pissing me off, and honestly I can't listen to it and I can't look at it anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed this video at least, and if you did, please leave a like, comment down below, let me know what you guys think about this political correctness bullshit. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.